helping me sing. And all of the forms you do that day, you'll be thinking about that one ball. So, I mean, that's just, because you can't think of everything. Okay, so let's let our hands float up as our body floats up. Float, float, float up. The energy is coming under the hands, pushing it up. And now your energy is coming from the heavens, the sky. As you sink down, you're going to the center of the earth. And then you go back as far as infinity behind you on either side, east and west, as George likes to say, and then into your Danjian. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's get into beginning stance. So that's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale. Let's do a little bit more of the beginning stance. So work on lengthening your breath. Inhale in one direction, you make it really, really long, and exhale in the other, as long as your breath. So while you're concentrating on these two balls that are under your palm and holding your palm up so you don't have to use your muscles to hold them up, the balls are just rolling under your two palms. So when you get that feeling, then put your focus to your Danjian, the center of your abdomen. And imagine that center is moving side to side. So focus on that and try to feel that that center is what's moving you side to side. Because that center, your Danjian, is moving you side to side. And when you feel really comfortable that you're feeling this may be after days or weeks or months of practice, do you really, really feel your Danjian is moving you, actually moving you from side to side. Then you start focusing on your Danjian going in an infinity loop. So you want to start heel, toe, all the way across, heel, toe, all the way across. The way Master Liao describes this concentration is like, imagine your Danjian has got a flashlight and it is shining a light straight down and then over heel to toe and then heel to toe. So you want to work on that. So I'm bringing this up because every practice, this is what you could do if you're hurting otherwise, has so much to it that we haven't gone into. So I just want to give you a little bit to work on that. Okay, let's do a couple of upward downwards and inward outwards just to get flowing going. Inhale, imagine you're rising. Exhale, and you're sinking. So while you're feeling everything, you can think about that energy under your tailbone, that ball that is also expanding as you're expanding and helping you float up. And then that ball is starting to compress down. Okay, let's do one more. Inhale, up, and exhale. Okay. Let's do the transition to inward outward. Again, we can focus if you want to on that ball energy under your tailbone. It helps you float because that expands as everything expands. Everything expands out to the universe. Okay, one more time. This is one of my favorites. You want to add another thing to this that you could think about? All right, so now we're imagining that we've got this big sphere that's condensing into the Danjian, right? And then as we come out from the Danjian, you're expanding until you're in a bubble that goes as big as the universe. Okay, So this is really difficult. So while it's condensing into your dantian, it's also expanding out. So while this is coming in, also you can imagine that it's expanding out. And when you start expanding out, it's also coming in. So let's just go back to when you're doing the breathing here and you're relaxing, you're inhaling and exhaling. This is a great meditation and a good way to start that practice. So imagine that this is expanding, but as it's expanding, a comparable bubble is going in because everything is yin and yang. So this is a yang energy as you expand, and yin energy is coming in at the same time. So you're expanding, and then when this is becoming yin, you imagine that the yang is expanding. It took me months and months and months, but it's a good thing to try to start practicing. Particularly, you could do this when you're sitting, just a sitting meditation. Imagine that the energy is getting bigger and everything's expanding at the same time. You've got this other imaginary thing going on that's contracting into the center of your dantian. It's sort of like patting your head and rolling this. It's what's going on actually. And so I think you're ready to start playing with this idea that while we're expanding, there's also the energy is contracting in. And while we're contracting, the energy is also expanding out. So it's a fun thing to play with. So I just wanted to, that's all I'm going to introduce today because there's a lot to work on. Okay, so now let's do deflect downward, parry punch. So let's start off with just doing the deflect downward. So your ball comes out and you're going to deflect down. And then this ball come out and we're going to deflect down. So this is also a very good practice, just to practice deflect downward. You want to make sure that you are sinking down and at the same time you are rising up. So while one hand is sinking down and getting heavy, the other hand, try to make it soft and light and let it rise up at the same time. So it's deflect downward. And this in itself is just a really good thing to practice when you feel like you don't want to do too much activity. It's just get that feeling of sinking on one side and the hand rising up on the other. And don't forget, you exhale in one direction and you inhale in another direction. So you can make this as slow or as fast as you want. But the reason why, Nestle, I'll keep saying, the reason why we practice slow is because there's so many details to feel, so many details to think about. So I lose it all if I try to go too fast generally. Okay, so that's deflect downward. Now let's switch to parry. So parry, you're going to go out into a diagonal before you go down. And then it sinks, but you want to make sure you go out. A lot of people don't do the parry all the way out. Okay, so parry. And again, you have one side rising and one side sinking, one hand. You want to actually imagine you've got these Tai Chi balls in this hand and you are sending the Tai Chi ball out to infinity on a diagonal. Get that feeling of sending it out. So pick up another Tai Chi ball, you always have in your hand, and you send it out. Of course, it comes back when you go down here, but I want you to get the feeling of sending out that energy. Okay, that's parry. Okay, so now that we've got this, let's come back to center. And let's get into a single hand attach. And now let's do the deflect downward parry punch. So whatever foot's forward, hands forward, you want to come back on that diagonal. Make sure that your toe and your hand is attached, so it goes over. And this is coming up. This is the parry. Make sure the parry goes out. Step forward as you pull it in. I did a little bit early there. And then let the punch go. Okay, let's do the other side. Deflect, downward, parry, and bring your foot forward, your hand out, and then punch. So you want to make sure that, go back, you want to make sure that when you do the deflect, downward, parry, so this hand is out, this hand palm is facing up, right? So when you pull, you're going to pull the universe from the hand that's high, pull the universe down, this hand just goes up in like a where you would have it if you were doing single hand attaching. The only difference is the thumb is out. Okay, so I've pulled the universe, this has come up, so I think of a mitten, okay? And of course, when you do that is when you step forward. And then you punch and let the punch go. Okay, let's do the other side. Deflect, parry, step forward, get ready for the punch, and then let go. So the punch, Emily, also the punch, you want to make sure that your punch is going absolutely straight. Remember, I mentioned that it was like it's a ward off. It's actually a ward off. And even though it goes, and you want to make sure it goes absolutely straight out, it's actually the energy is going up. So let me do this. So when you get in this position where you're ready to punch and you're ready and you've got this hand here, you're going to let that go straight out. So this, your body twists a little bit because this has got to go out. Okay. Because really what's happening is your body is pushing it. You're moving forward. Your body you've got all that energy of the moving forward and your dantian, which is twisting. So you want to make sure you get that twist in. Okay. So let's start over. So let's get into single hand attaching. Then you're going to start your deflect downward. Oops, see, I'm falling backwards. Parry and punch. Let go. Then you start over again. Deflect downward, parry, and punch. So the punch is not like you would imagine a fist. You know, a punch, you've got the universe. It's a hollow fist. And the punch is just all the force going directly straight. Okay. So we'll do that again. I'm going to tie these last three together at the end of the practice. Okay, so a parent close up. So the single form parent close up, again, you get into beginning of a single hand attaching. You keep your weight on the back foot. And this, don't keep this low. You want to keep this Taiji ball at waist level. So it's a little bit different. You keep your weight on the back foot, and this is a little bit higher than you might normally hold your Taiji ball. And then as we start exhaling and going forward, we're going to twist over one way, and you've got to get your whole body twisting. You continue to move forward, and you get all the way over, and you want to actually look at the other wall. You want to be twisted. So your hands are like this, and now your weight is completely forward. And then you're going to twist to the front. And then with an inhale, we'll go over the breathing. The elbows are going to go straight out. Oh, and then I forgot this, the parent close up. And then you're going to come down as your weight gradually goes to the back. So that movement of coming from here with your weight forward and coming back as your weight goes down is also going to be timed perfectly so that you're all the way back on the weight of the foot. This is not holding anything. You're back here, and these are down. So the timing is important in that top too. So let's do the other side. So let's see. I don't remember where we started. Okay, so let's get into beginning of the single hand attaching, weights on the back foot. You're exhaling, 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 and you continue to exhale, exhale, exhale. Waist down the front foot. Inhale. As you inhale, this palm is up, this palm is down. As you inhale, you rotate this palm so that they're both down and they cross here. So this is a big inhale, and then this is the exhale. Okay, so let's do a change door on the other side. That's an inhale. This is all an exhale. I don't know why I'm dizzy. Exhale. Yeah, my palm is up. Inhale as I twist and come to the front and let this all expand. And then exhale as I come down. Okay, let's go to the other side. Inhale, exhale as you're moving forward. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Start your inhale as you twist your body forward and exhale down. So that's apparent close up. The only thing that I think is really important is that you get the twist on either side. And if your back is hurting you, that may not be a good thing to really practice. But this is a. Sometimes I think once I get in it, I think of a snake. It's sort of like a snake. I don't know why that comes to me. Inhale and back. So do the twisting gently. Don't hurt yourself when you're twisting. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you'll twist further. Okay, so now we're up to cross hands. So cross hands is, let's see, remember how you get into it. So from apparent close up. So cross hands starts from the abdomen, again, from your dantian. So let out your ball here as if you're doing, let me think of it. I can't remember how you get into the single form. I should have practiced this morning. Because you start from here. Okay, let's just start from here and I'll get that. So let's imagine we've got two Tai Chi balls. So you want to bring those Tai Chi balls into your dantian. The whole thing is collapsing. And this is an inhale as you come up, but you don't do anything with your arms. You still got this ball in here. Then you're going to exhale, you're going to give it a bit of a contraction. And then when you inhale, you're not up here. You're about eye level or nose level. You inhale and your elbows are being pulled out. The whole thing's expanding. And you want to come down. So when you practice it, let's say your left hand is inside. Inhale, contract, exhale, let it expand out. And so now this time you're going to want to have your right hand sort of inside. You alternate. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So that was all an inhale. It's all a contraction. I mean, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you alternate your hands. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. This is inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. I'll do it one more time. So this is an exhale. It's all an exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So that's crossed hands. And I think the way we get into it when you're doing it is that you just inhale, let it out, and then exhale. That's what you do. Exhale, bring it in. Let me see. This would be an inhale. This would be an exhale. That's how you do it. Inhale, exhale, inhale. And then you just keep going. quite warm in here. I think we're actually going to be turning the air conditioning on today.
Yes, I've been doing that this week.
I haven't had it on yet, so I think today we're going to need it. All right, so let's just do some practicing. Do you want me to walk through as we change, or should I just do it all silently? I could do it either way, whatever makes best for
Could
you.
you both that you talk it through, and then we'll do it silently.
All right. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's start off with raised hands. So weight on the left or the right foot, come out with the left. Gather all your energy. Got one ball. Let it split as you sink and exhale. Float up and float down. This is a really good place to imagine that ball under your tailbone, expanding as well as the other balls. Because here you really want to float straight up. Talk about a horse or the merry-go-round on a pole. Imagine that vision. Inhale and exhale. Okay, one more time. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's do the transition. Inhale, exhale, expand, Taiji stance. Okay, let's bring this Taiji ball over our left foot, and then let's angle out your right foot. Gather your energy. Got your ball, one ball, split. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's stop right here as we are down, exhaling. And there is a raised hand stance. It's meditative that we sort of skipped over, but it's on that first section. And what you want to do here is really concentrate on your crown point and your tailbone. And you want to feel where you might click into a spot. So move back a little bit, side to side. And if you're very relaxed and you've got your connection to the universe and your tailbone to the center of the earth, you will find you'll sort of click. It took me a long time to get this. You click into spot. And this is where you start meditating. Of course, you don't just stand here. You're imagining as you're meditating that you are expanding and contracting and doing raised hands, but you are still. Not really still. You are slightly moving, but for anybody who would be looking at you, they would say you're totally still. And I'll never forget Barry, who was my first teacher, when he taught us this. He said, now stand there for 45 minutes. Of course, he did, but he didn't teach us the energy part. And of course, I couldn't do it. Now, I don't know that I really would want to do it, but I know I could if I wanted to. But this is a great place to get very meditative as well. Okay, let's go into the transition. So this is Yang energy, and this is your Yin energy. Bring it to the center, into your middle Danjian. Inhale and exhale. This is another place you can imagine that as you're expanding and all the energy is coming out of your middle dantian, the universe is also going in. And as you're coming in, it's going out. So any of these, once you get it, it's sort of fun. Okay, let's take a step or two back. Single hand attaching, let's just go backwards a couple steps. I think that's all I need. Okay, let's do a single hand push. Let's do vertical. All the way out. Let's do single hand push horizontal. And vertical. So you just keep horizontal for a minute while I talk through this. So there's a couple things that you can to concentrate on. So while you're imagining that you're got this huge horizontal disc and you're going around the edge of it and it's going behind you as far as it's going in front of you, while you're doing that, start thinking about your dantian. It's just moving forward and back. It's really your dantian that's moving you and twisting you and moving you around. So imagine that the dantian is actually what's bringing you forward and bringing you back. So that's just something to add on. I said I wasn't going to give you anything else to think about. We haven't talked about things with some of our early forms like single hand push. Okay, let's do a change door and do single hand attaching and single hand push. Let's do a vertical. And horizontal. And vertical. And horizontal. Okay, let's do a change door into single hand whip. Okay, let's do the full thing. So let's bring up the universe, and then you want to bring out of your dantian or out of the earth, depending on where your hand was. You imagine that you've got another ball, and you're going to fuse the two together, and then you split, and then you go forward. This hand that's holding the universe is what's driving you forward. This is your still point now. So let's bring back, let's make your still point stronger. It's one, you split the ball, and the energy is driving you all the way out to here. Don't forget to leave this in the same spot. This doesn't move. So inhale, let's get more energy in here. Let it come all the way through your body, and exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's change sides. Let's do single hand whip in the other direction. Okay, let's do the whole thing. Pull this up 45 degrees. Take out a Taiji ball. Bring it up, fuse it, split it. Out you go. Take more energy. Make one, split, out. One, split. One more time. Okay. Long hand, short hand. Wall. Let's make it really big. So imagine that you've got these big balls in your hand. Remember that the mother and the child follows the mother, and then they change, and the other hand becomes the mother, and the child is following that one. So through this whole long form, you want to keep your hands about the same distance from each other. And again, you might want to take your focus onto your danqian and realize that your danqian is what's moving you, twisting you from side to side. So the danqian is twisting you around.
Call from Phoenix.
Excuse me.
Just come back. It's okay. Come back to center. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's practice those last three again. So let's do single hand attaching and into deflect downward parry punch. Deflect downward, parry, and punch. I'm sorry, I didn't do that very straight. I think I have to go back. Take a couple steps backwards. Okay. So now we're in single hand attachment. Let's do parent close up. So it's exhales, we're going forward. Inhale, let it expand. Exhale down. Let's do it one more time in the side. This is all an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's change sides. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Cross hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. It's all an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, let's just play with our Tai Chi ball. Okay, let's bow.